So?
What's wrong with your car? You bought a car?
Technically, you bought a car.
I bought a percentage of it, but Dan bought most of it.
That's true. I don't even own this car, so technically... Listen, the car's not but there's definitely some issues with it. You don't know Aston Martin very well, but I do.
Well, I know nice cars. I don't really know. 2 days ago, do you want to eat it? No, I'm good. I'll put freshers on it, please. But jokes aside, what's wrong with it? Brakes are bad?
So, I'll give you the rundown. Want to hear it?
Why did you curb the wheel?
I didn't curb the wheel. Here. That was you. That was the retaliation you said for me driving your squad
your
truck.
new wheels.
It did not come with that.
Oh, is that the date? Is that the date code? No.
Yeah, the tires are old.
Bro, you cannot, they're 7 years old.
That's why we were doing the donuts. It was like squealing like crazy. It's because these are really old and dry. That's what she said.
How do you not get a discount for the tires, dude?
Discount? We're going back to the $10,000 discount thing again?
Yeah, because it needs $3,000 in tires. Like, that's how this works. Maintenance comes off the value of the car, but doesn't add to it.
I'm aware of that. But yes, the wheels and tires are definitely a problem. Curved wheels, old tires. On the PPI, the brakes, so if you look closely, they're starting to get grooved. So for now, like street driving, it's okay.
I'm sorry, Jason, did you say starting to get grooved?
You can feel it.
Feels like a guitar string.
So the rotors are definitely rotors are definitely gonna have to get replaced eventually.
How much are those?
Pads. If it's from Aston Martin, they're a few thousand.
So most of your budget is just going to be maintenance.
So that's the brakes.
Are there upgrades available?
There's upgrades. So I'm working on a few things.
Ceramics?
Right now. Not ceramics. Ceramics would cost half this car. So we'll stick with steels, but we can do new rotors, new pads, freshen it up, change the color of the calipers too. This side grill. That's not supposed to do that, I don't think.
So do you not regret a little bit knocking off some money from this deal?
Do I not regret not knocking off more money?
Do you regret not, wait, hold on, wait, how does this work? Do you regret not asking for a discount, the fact that this car's beat to death?
I probably regret a little bit, yes.
It's your budget.
Yes, this, again, I can fix it, but it's not fun to start off with a new car like that.
Yeah, these are all dumb things. Show me the real bad stuff. Pop the hood.
Well, what?
It needs a new transmission?
Why do you assume that's the hood? Actually, the worst part of this car, do you know what it is?
No. The owner?
That's rude. Well, who's the owner?
You are.
Technically, it's still him.
Oh, sure. Bring it back then. What's the worst part?
The paint.
Oh yeah, paint's ruined.
Paint's done.
It is.
Okay, so when we say that though, there's like the tiny chips and stuff. So this was one of the repaints on the car, but I mean, they didn't even tape off the grill.
Holy sh**.
Down here.
Holy Jason.
Yeah, down here. And it's all scraped up. And I come over to the side. This is not from me, Dave.
Oh.
And paint pulled up here as well.
I thought we did a PPI on this thing.
We did.
Did they catch all this?
Just paint damage, yeah. That's not even the worst. So rear bumper's all scratched up and stuff, like that's fine. See this?
What's happening here? Oh my, this is dirt.
No?
No, it's not.
That's not
What
the
the
worst.
frick?
This is the worst. This whole quarter panel. See the dots on there?
Yeah.
So all this orange peel,
Yeah.
overspray. So I know a lot of people thought I was picking the guy apart.
You were picking it apart. You gave him basically full asking
I'm
price.
talking about when me and Mark first look at the car, my job is to pick apart cars.
I never watched that video, so what happened
So
today?
you scratched my car! So my job is to pick apart exotic cars, right? So people trust my eye on stuff. So when I showed some of the paint lines and stuff on here, he said he didn't see it, and I believe him, but the issue is that this does have full repaint on the side. So the reality is, for anybody who was looking for this car for a street car, they probably would have skipped it. Because we're doing a full bill.
Why did we pay retail for it?
We didn't pay retail for it. This was the cheapest manual Vantage with a clean title in California, and probably like top 3 in the US.
Okay,
No joke.
so you're doing a Hoovie's Garage video now.
No joke. No, I'm not doing a Hoovie's Garage video.
Do the dance.
Stick with me. I'm not making you dance.
Tyler would do it.
Listen, the paint is pretty messed up.
Tyler would get 400,000 views in this video. What are you getting so far?
Listen, man. Am I getting paid for this? I just thought I'm just driving the car and having fun. This isn't fun anymore.
It stopped being fun years ago, Jason. I'm just busting your balls. Jason and our buddies, and obviously teasing goes hand in hand. If right now you guys are like, dudes, me and Jason, we're homies and I'm joking around. That's how we bond.
Yeah.
The new generation just apologizes and gets mad at the government for not making their lives easier. Sorry, that's not us. Go watch a Taylor Swift concert.
I was saying the same thing. So I was teasing you guys about the race cars. I was at the track day, but you guys not having real race cars. But like, yeah, we give.
I didn't watch that video either. So, and neither did half our audience, Jason. Hey guys, it's Jason back for a really exciting vlog. We're going to the track today. He's learning, you guys.
That's rude.
Right now, get 2 friends to watch this video. And if this video breaks 300,000 views, I will give you an extra $5,000 for your budget on this car.
Deal?
Yep.
Deal. You heard that. Comment below. Dave's giving everyone $5,000.
That's what you heard.
Oh hell, that's what you said. So we show you the car now? All right. So the paint. Let's stop leaning on it.
Does it matter?
It does matter.
Well, I mean, are you going to repaint or wrap this car?
I'm not gonna repaint it. We're gonna wrap it for sure, and it might actually get 2 wraps. Yes, you'll have to find out. But I
Like
think
PPF on top of your wrap?
No, maybe the second one. First one will get some sort of temporary wrap because we're working at PFS, so we have to do that. And we need to cover up all the scratches and stuff.
Why have you not wrapped it yet? I'm not being a jerk, but like you've had the car for 3 weeks now?
I mean, just like what you guys say, the client cars come first. So my personal stuff.
But you can't grease someone's wheels for after hours work?
No, it's myself. It'd be like, haha.
Are you gonna wrap it yourself?
I think I might wrap it myself.
Oh,
I've never wrapped
that's
a
a
car,
video.
And I think I want to do one day wrap as well. That's 2 things. That we
And your team has to be able to watch you and just make fun of you
the whole time.
Well, that would be cool if you did it yourself. It'd be a fucking nightmare, but it'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. But outside of the paint being really bad, the engine's solid, transmission's solid. The clutch in traffic is pretty heavy. It does have good clutch life on it, but the clutch is the most expensive thing on this car.
How much is the clutch?
You go through the manufacturer, parts and labor, anywhere from 7,000 to 8,000.
That's not awful. A gyro's 10 grand.
Considering this, that's the most expensive part of this car. So this is a bargain car. But
Hey. That's a lot of money, so I don't want to sound arrogant right now, but it's an exotic car, and I know, like, you know, do the clutch on, gyro is like 10 Gs. The part's like 5. I did mine years ago. The harder you drive, the longer it lasts for some reason. It's when because it's grabbing quickly, it's when you're really riding a lot. The E-gear on the gyro, unfortunately, when I put it on the trailer, they had 2x4s to drive up when it broke down, and I had to ride brake and throttle at the same time to the lurch, and it just stunk like clutch. But
the only thing worse than that, you know what it is on those?
Reverse, I hate reverse. They hate reverse.
Because
it's constantly riding the clutch in reverse.
Bad. You love riding.
They're fully engaged.
Yeah. There's actually a company that makes a new clutch for this, so I'm in the works with talking with them, and we might just do that as preventative maintenance. So I'll get a little race clutch in there.
Who's gonna install it? My guess will punch you in the mouth.
Yeah, my guess. All right. Mike, you want to make $20?
Yeah, that would motivate him.
Yeah, $20. What else? 20 bucks. 40 bucks. Clutch install. 40 bucks. 40 bucks and in and out. Dave's favorite. Jimmy John's. So close. Jimmy John's.
I was just saying, Mike Mike doesn't do tech stuff. Mike's a fabricator.
Could you do a clutch in this car?
Of course he could. But here's the thing.
Could you?
Mike's value, not only on the channel but on the planet, would supersede him from doing something like that, unless we were really desperate and it was a favor. But Mike didn't come on to change clutches in Aston Martins.
Yeah.
I mean, back when I did maintenance, I was like 17 and I worked at a shop. And then from then on, I worked at race shops and I had my own shop where we just did race car stuff. So doing street car stuff always takes me a little longer than someone who does that.
You also on a car you don't want to, it sucks.
Before. I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it,
exactly.
More importantly.
Yes.
And like, look what Mike's pulled off. That's Mike's talent. So rather than having him do it, we would send this off to Yoast or wherever, the dealership.
For like a 1 hour lunch, right?
I mean, I took the transmission out of the F12 with Tim in about 20 minutes. But that's because we built it like that,
okay.
right? So yeah, when you get into street car stuff, it's just, every car is different. And then it's like, we gotta pull the whole exhaust system on this thing. oh, we need special tools. Oh, you got to pull the clutch master out, and now you got to bleed it again. So
What the hell are you doing?
Just stealing parts.
Well, since I have 1 to 18 days to burn, I'm just gonna start with changing some taillights on my trailer.
Why don't you fix up our trailer we bought? It's a pile of crap.
Somebody should.
You get Mike to do
we
this.
sold it.
Or we buy, you got Mike, hey, Mike, fix this. Mike's like, I ain't fixing that.
Work on trailers.
You literally have to like work on these trailers every time you run up and down.
Your trailers. I've had other trailers before, no problems. You're just hard on stuff.
It's just me.
Hey, but at least you got 1 to 18 days, man. You're good. 1 to 18 days.
You guys might not get that joke yet. You will when you see the vlog.
Hey, listen, if it gets there, it gets there. But
That's right.
Yeah, that's the key.
So you're fixing the trailer right now. I noticed that you have an F350 or is that 250? 350 dually. You're running dualies again. I thought you weren't doing dualies for a while.
Like I have had 2 non-dualies, but I've always dualies a week. You have to have a dually.
Because the weight.
Yeah, stability. Yeah.
Stability, and if you have a blowout, it's not as big of a deal as it would if it
That's
was.
a good reason too. Yeah.
Plus, it looks cool.
It looks cooler,
Right?
It's mostly
Chicks dig it.
mostly because the tires.
Chicks dig the truck, yeah.
Tires stick out. Yeah, yeah.
So being a new vlogger, it's important that, I'll give you that back. You can
Yeah,
film,
a
you
new
film.
vlogger.
You always want to constantly harass Carlos, but he's got a temper. We're probably
does.
bad lighting right now. He's got a
Look at the
temper.
vein. Vein coming out of his neck.
I've seen him almost hurt somebody at a bar once.
Almost.
You, Matt Damon had to calm him down.
Remember that? Carlos.
You want to talk about it in detail?
Do you want to talk about it?
No one's listening at all.
We were just
Could you
saving
tell me that
lives.
same story the exact same way one
Well,
more
his
time?
version, my version would be very different. 'Cause I was sober, not a joke. I was also
We were
drunk.
just trying to be the level-headed adults in the place. There was a fella yelling and screaming, and he was
at a girl.
at a girl, and she was being. It was horrifying the stuff he was saying to her. In the end, we found out that he owned the place, but we were basically. You know who it was? It was.
Don't say their name on here, remember.
Oh, dude,
The person that owns it.
It's your homie.
He ain't my
The
homie.
homie with the R8.
Nick?
Come on, big guy. Looks like me.
Oh, Skinny.
Skinny. So Skinny and I were like,
Skinny owns a restaurant now?
are we gonna pick this guy up and throw him out of here? So we're trying to decide if we're gonna pick the guy up, throw him out, if somebody should hit him, if somebody should do
do that in
something. And we were
California.
literally having the conversation.
Don't do
and
that.
we were both like, we can't get in trouble here, but we gotta stop this guy from yelling at us. So
California, you get in trouble anywhere.
so finally, what we did was, I sat back, like way back at a table, and I just yelled at the guy. I just said, "Hey, stop it!" And then everybody was like, "What?" And then he got up because he thought he was gonna get all excited about
in
it.
California, if you hit somebody, they sue you, lose much money. So these little guys look at the big guys and they melt them off because they know legally he won't do anything. But once in a while, somebody he doesn't care.
Every now
and
and
people
again.
out there that just don't give a crap will knock him out. And he got really melty with Carlos, but he was the owner of the restaurant. And he was yelling at the server. He was being really inappropriate.
can't do that.
Being so rude,
He wasn't
man.
grabbing or anything like
can't
that.
do
He was
that.
just talking to her in a way that was
He
really
was being like
respectful.
demeaning and stuff. It was lame. Yeah.
He was also intoxicated, and I have the footage somewhere. We never posted it. We didn't want to burn this guy too badly, but we talked to her after. She's like, he's just like that, but I make lots of money, and he pays for my stuff. So I'm like, oh, it's complicated.
Oh, it's totally.
okay, yeah.
Oh, in that case,
Wait
allow
a
him to
second.
abuse you. Yeah.
Okay, you can do whatever you want then. So Jason bought this Aston Martin. We're supposed to-
Dude,
Hey, listen, I love Aston Martin.
Thank you.
These
Thank
are
you, my
cool
man. I
cars,
appreciate
dude.
you, man.
Yeah. They just, and if you're gonna tune it, that's smart because
Yeah.
turns out they need it. So
Well,
get it.
I mean, the car doesn't need much, but
No, these are cool cars, man. And the
It's-
bodies.
it's a-
aluminum body, right?
it is, and it's a almost mid-engine car because the engine's behind the front wheels. It's manual, so it's 6-speed, and it's something that Dave doesn't like, so it's even better.
You know how I think about these Aston Martins? I think about them as like underneath this is that hidden hooligan like 5-liter Mustang. That's how I like a
Okay.
really good
You're not helping me out here,
stately.
bud.
No, like a fun car. These could be super fun, do burnouts all the time kind of car. Kind of like a Bentley. Just like same thing, same deal.
Well,
To be fair, I actually like these cars. I'm just busting Jason's balls. They're cool, especially for the fact that this thing new is like 200 grand, and now you went for under 50.
yeah.
It just like the
bargain.
Bentley, like, they're just boring. They need a lot of stuff to make them look cool. This car needs the GT3 kit. Like I did some nonsense with it, but ultimately, I'm not gonna love this car until it has that kit.
But you can't do it because the suspension system's all inside of there.
We're gonna lose my trunk. I move all that crap into the trunk. It's gonna be a lot of work.
So you're selling
gonna
out,
be
you'd
a
say, right?
lot-
Would you say you're selling out, Dave?
Would you say he's
Would
selling
you say
out?
that you're selling out, Dave?
It's gonna be a lot of work.
It's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna take longer than 3 days, just like it took us a little longer than 3 days to put the kit on. 720.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, wow. That took a little longer than 3 days from everyone's help.
It was different. In the beginning, it was real quick and easy, and turned into a massive project.
When you want to do things that never been done before, that just comes with it. Like no one's ever put that kit on a street car.
Oh, of course.
So it's like it's gonna be, and we're not doing it. Our friends up north are gonna do it.
Can I just jump in here real quick?
Not up north.
Did you
I
just
want it.
really quickly say that you're going to take all the suspension and put it in the trunk? Is that what you just said really quickly?
The air part of it. Yeah, air tank.
Right.
Yeah.
No big. Just the air tank.
Yeah.
Oh, no big deal. We're just going to move it all into the trunk.
Yeah. What can go wrong? It's already having problems now with it sagging. What's gonna go wrong once you put it in the trunk?
We're going to take the air tanks and the suspension. We're just going to put them into the trunk.
Yeah.
No problem.
Lift it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike. We'll be back in 1 to 18 days.
118 days.
Jeez Louise.
Mike, what do you think from Bentley versus Aston Martin? Come on, Mike. He's drawing the line. Carlos?
I guess you could talk about racing heritage and which one has it, and which
That's
one
right.
has the parts and who's been around.
You know that
yeah,
the kit that Dave's putting on his car is actually from a Bentley race car.
yeah. Bentley does have, but who's done more racing? I guess, or who's done?
No, Lance Stroll.
Eh?
No.
Daddy, I want to have a race car. I want to do it too. What is that? A Lance Stroll. Oh really? Yeah, for Lance. Sorry guys. Even Max is like, some people deserve to be here and some don't. Well, Lance was sitting right next to him on the couch. Lance like this.
That's rude.
Daddy, I want another one.
But Alonso's my boy. He's good. Yes. He's good. He's a real one.
Yeah, Alonso.
You know who would have loved to have come to Aston Martin, which people would have hated? Ricardo.
Yeah.
I like him.
I love him, but I know driver-wise, I get it.
Also, here's the thing. He's distracted.
He is.
He was funny. Max is like, he's going in his polo, and then there's my outfit. I'm Danny Ricardo. Like, hey, get in the simulator and drive the car. Right? It's true.
Yep. I mean, Formula One is pinnacle, right? It is the best of the best, and also some of the best. The people have the most money, right? That can be there. So, if you're on a team and you're getting paid to be there, you gotta deliver.
You got to
and
produce
that's-
every second. It's like that. Anything is top of.
That's right.
Yeah, the best of the best.
Dave knows.
Or produce that money.
Daddy, I want another race car. Oh!
Is that Mick, the guy that built my car? Mick Mutter?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you have anything else bad to
Why would
say?
you just delete the Chrome by now? Like, I've done nothing.
When I tell you I have customer cars, I put this second. I'm not lying to you. But that's going to get deleted. There's a full build plan for it, and I have been talking to people in a few companies right now. So there's a big list, which is actually happening. It's very real.
Plasti dip?
We're not plasti dip. We're not plasti dipping anything.
The wheels just.
Plasti dip. Hey, what is it? Plasti dip, cut springs.
Springs and
What's the third one?
well,
And chop the muffler off.
muffler,
Yeah.
straight pipe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Full build.
Yep.
Full build.
That's a Dave build. We got nitrous in it though.
There's no nitrous going in this car.
What's the final look or the final thing you're going for with your car?
So with this car, we're gonna go after like AMR Pro or like GT3 Street. The big thing for this, a lot of people are asking if you're doing wide body. To do a wide body in this car would be pretty nice. And there's two companies out there that do it, and they're pretty epic. Whether it's gonna fit the budget or
How much are the
not,
kits?
the kits run 18 to 30 grand. 30 grand for full dry carbon.
Well, you don't give it, wrap it. So let's do
The full build is I have 27,000. That leaves nothing on the table.
You sell some sperm.
Not doing that. Not doing that, Mike. No.
What you do is you build it up and
Dave gives it away.
it's a commodity, so the more you have to sell, the more you can ask
Dave
for
gives
it.
it away for free.
He's like, I'll just grab one out of my freezer.
I got you, man.
It's always got that coolers over there. That's what it is? Oh,
Jason,
geez.
you call and say, hey, I want to put you in a video build series. You sell the idea
Yeah.
of the eyeballs and you get discounts or you get things sponsored.
Funny you say that. I'm actually talking to that company right now.
Really?
Yep.
And who is it?
They said usually it's 18 grand, but for you it's 30.
Yeah. My negotiating tactics. We're gonna pay you that more.
It's effing YouTubers. But no, the reality is that we built this car, so we get a lot of attention. And
Yeah.
the company can sell more kits because No one talks about these cars.
Yeah.
Or the Bentley, the same idea. It's like also it's like, oh, that's an option.
No, we're talking about the Aston now. Don't worry about getting a body kit for the Bentley.
Somebody wants to build a cool car, doesn't want to go spend 200 grand. Like you can buy these. Now, if this wasn't manual, how much would it be worth?
Manual probably pulls another $5,000 more. So this probably would have been, in the condition it's in, a sport shift, probably like 37, 38.
These cars are great value.
It is.
They are great value. It doesn't matter what.
He gives me crap, but he actually does like the car.
This is a swan door.
But
And
I guess swan doors.
The wide body kit, yes, is what you should do because it's the only one.
I just don't know if I can swing it in the budget. But
Yeah, do it.
this thing would look pretty epic. And the wide body kit brings it out like another, I think like 25 millimeters on both sides.
Basically, what I was wanting to hear was how big the rally lights are that you're going to put on the front of the
No rally lights.
Okay, that's.
No. I'm not into the rally light stuff.
Put a roof rack with rally.
Yeah, we could do that.
This is a sick car, dude. That's going to be a good build.
You know that Dave is currently planning a winter build, and I don't think he's decided on a few cars. I think a gated R8, FF, a GT4 Lusso, maybe a Porsche, the car style.
I actually built was it a 84, 85, 85, 86, 911 for an eBay challenge.
Oh, rad.
So it was like, build this car and then it was going to get auctioned off. There were 4 builders. There was like an off-road one, some other
It's like
one.
a safari.
Yeah, so we built one and it was sick. And this was like 13 years ago? Maybe about 14 years
You're
ago?
aging yourself there, bud.
16 years ago.
He's 19.
Hey, it was 40 years
It
ago.
was for a long time. But
Yeah.
so we built this thing before everyone started building safaris. And it, like, that car sold for like 35 grand.
No way.
Yeah. It was insane. We were like, can we buy it?
Yeah.
No, you can't bid on it.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's wild.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That would be a first. First like Safari Dakar Aston Martin.
Yeah.
That is cool. That's a cool one. Yeah, and you could get the. I wonder if you can do driveline out of the SUV. No, I wonder how.
It's already got a V8.
Just takes a lot of money, but
Yeah. In that list you just said though, you know that the Lusso is my favorite car.
Oh yeah.
Because it's such a.
Did you ever see their? They had a Lusso, right? I always forget. They had a Lusso or FF.
I think they had an FF.
FF, yeah.
Yeah.
We wrapped it in satin black camo, and then they got rid of
That
it.
was way before my time.
Yeah.
Oh, David. Yeah. That was before my time.
2020, about 4 years ago.
No. You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
I didn't touch that car ever.
I've been here almost 2 years. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. Things move fast here.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, things coming.
Except for the F12. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding.
So that's we started that in June
Yeah.
of 23. So it's been a little over a year.
Yeah.
So it'll be about a year and a half when it's all done.
Yeah. Well, and I was talking about it in the vlog where I went to the track with my brother, and people thought I was giving you crap or Damon crap about like, oh, they don't have a proper race car. That thing's insane.
Oh yeah.
But it's not a race car. It's a drift car.
Yes.
So obviously that build is gonna be way more epic than what this will ever be, or pretty much any build on the channel ever.
Yep.
But like race car and just like an insane build or drift car are two different things.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys are building that to.
Honestly, so any pro level drift car is 100 times more advanced than most of the like series racing, like club racing stuff, and even way more advanced than a lot of like the GT4 class cars.
Yeah.
So it's a race car. It's just used for a different purpose.
Correct.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. Thanks for clarifying. People thought I was giving you crap. I'm like, no, dude.
Yeah.
We love all the cars here. It's just
circuit race.
Yes, exactly. Right? Yeah. So, although I would like to see that, it would be pretty fun to take that out on into some wheel to wheel.
It would just spin the tires because that's what it's built to.
Just detune it all the way down.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like when you take a car like that to the track, which I have done. Everything is optimized for it to go sideways and have steering angle in it. And when it doesn't,
you have to pull the angle out of it. Yeah.
It doesn't want to turn, right? It wants to basically push the front end unless you throw it sideways, and then you're on rails.
So you basically just have to roller skate the car, just like shimming it around the whole track.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so twitchy. Obviously, it doesn't have huge brakes, so it doesn't have any speed.
True.
So but it's an absolute handful to drive on a road course trying to do like a grip.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. I know you're going to do the first startup
Yes.
and maybe the first drift as well.
Well, Damon wants to do that. He wants to shred the tires first. So I'll probably just drive it around and make sure that nothing
good
is
for
loose
him?
and
Yeah.
all that's good.
Yeah.
And then I'll let him burn off the first set. And then I'll probably jump in and start dialing in the suspension.
Yeah.
Seeing if the alignment's right, check the spring rates, adjust the toe and the camber and all the
stuff Damon doesn't know about.
Yes, exactly.
No, that build's epic, man. Yeah, I know how much you've been putting into that car, so that's a labor of love.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna be happy when it's done.
Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
it's good. It's an awesome project.
Yeah.
It's always good to have a finish.
It is.
To complete the car and see it running and
Yeah.
see it being used for what we built it for.
Yeah.
How much time we put into it is
What's gonna be the next big build after that? You and Damon talked about what you would do with something similar, but not anywhere near on that platform. Like, where do you go from here with that build?
Well, so we have the Aventador chassis
Ah, yes, that's right.
that we bought.
Yes.
And I have a very different way of building that car. So that's something that we're talking about right now,
Okay.
but nothing's set in stone yet.
But don't fill him in on that yet.
Yeah,
right?
nothing's set in stone.
Yeah, of
But
course.
it's all discussed.
I keep forgetting he's got that chassis somewhere around here in the shop.
in the other, one of the other rooms.
Yeah.
It's sitting there.
Cool, man. Well, I gotta stop you. You gotta get back to work. Get back to
I'll
work.
finish it. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay. All right, so real talk. I know we're beating up the car a little bit, and this car's not perfect, but for the budget, it's gonna be a really great platform. But yeah, the underlying paint issues on this car is definitely more than I thought. Maybe it was just the lighting or what, but it's got a lot more paint work that I didn't originally see. So hopefully if we replace some of the body panels, if we end up going wide body, maybe for phase 1, probably phase 2 with the budget, it's not as big of a deal. But overall, this thing, I've had it for just about a week or two, and it's actually really fun to drive with the 6-speed on here. But it's quiet. It's super quiet. I know a lot of you guys said pull Fuse 22 for those of you that have a Gen 1 Aston, and it'll help a little bit, but it's quiet. So I am really excited to get the build started. We've got wheels on the way. I'm in talks with a suspension company right now, with an exhaust company, clutch. Talking about some aero, some carbon fiber companies have reached out. Appreciate that. Really cool when we get to see responses from those videos. Helps me get this underway. And pretty soon we're gonna have a good head battle with Mia and the Porsche build. But for now, watch this guy try to get the sun out. First time driving the car, and he's gonna crash it right into a wall. Right, Dave? It is pretty sick to see. Hey! How does it feel to have money?
Poor.
Feel poor?
Go for the Bentley and let's go.
Hey, you got a window down there. What? There's a window down there. Yeah, there you go.
Alright, get the Bentley.
All right, so we dropped off the Aston at the HQ, and I'm driving Dave's Bentley right now. This thing's a boat. It is massive. So we were driving, you get out of the Aston or any other sports car, you get into this car. It's like a couch on wheels. Super comfortable, so I'm jealous you got to drive this thing around for Monterey. But yeah, we're gonna be dropping a couple cars off, and so it's the first time I'm driving the Bentley. And the irony, because Nick over at Volume 2 wrapped this car, obviously work over at PFS, but much love to Nick. We were actually hanging out with him over the weekend. Guys, there's too many cars and clients and stuff to go around, so there's only love in the automotive space. Plenty of great wrap shops out there, performance shops and stuff like that. So people have asked, why do you use Nick and not PFS or vice versa? The truth is they've got plenty of cars that need wraps on it. Both can't provide all the time. So you've got a lot of clients that have high demands on wrapping cars. So more power to Nick, and he actually killed it on this car. So I'm proud to be driving it, even with my PFS logo on there. But Nick, great job wrapping this car. But yeah, talking about the Aston Martin, the reality is there are a lot of problems with a car that you're getting, on a discount. Overall, it's a good bones car, but the car has extensive paint issues. Again, for this build, not as much of an issue, but for resale, you know, I talked to you guys that Aston Martin's a great brand for getting in, and it's a fairly reliable car. So you can find them that don't have paint damage done to it. For this particular build, you know, I weighed all those things, and because we're gonna wrap the car, it wasn't as crucial. And obviously Damon and Dave made that final say that, you know, it had great bones, so we can proceed with it. But yeah, I mean, if we're gonna chalk it up, the paint on that car, probably $5,000 worth of paint that would need to be fixed and blended properly. There's a lot of orange peel. There's a lot of blend lines that are pretty odd, and the overspray on the grill and the glass and taillights isn't ideal, but we can work on that. The brakes is another big one that was actually on the PPI. The front and rear rotors are starting to get a bit warped. On the street, I'm not noticing it. Usually you'll get some kind of like that waviness, and when it comes to a stop, it'll stutter a little bit. So it's not there yet, but we definitely want to track the car on it. So I'll have to look into getting costs for front and rear rotors, probably pads. Factory, you're probably looking at the $3,000 range for rotors and pads. There's a couple good aftermarket companies that make replacement kits, so I'm in the works on figuring that out right now. Next up, something we didn't talk about actually was the car actually has some rattling in the cats. So the catalytic converters right now, they feel a little bit clogged. So when I give it the beans and floor it, it feels like it's hesitating a bit. The PPI did note that it's rattling, so I don't know if something's loose or clogged or what. Because this is DD, we're doing full exhaust system on the car. This will get full straight pipe system, headers back. So that's also in the works right now. And I'm really excited to announce that because it's a great partnership with a company that does Aston Martin race cars. So really cool to show that off. The clutch we talked about, clutch is a really expensive part on the Aston Martin. You know, that can run $6 to $8,000 if it's a dealer installed job. You could probably get it done by Indy for the $5,000 mark. If we're going to replace it, makes sense to do the upgraded clutch option during that time in a lightweight flywheel. That's to make the car rev up faster. Kind of like on this Bentley where I'm flooring it right now, and it takes forever for the gas to rev up. Getting a lightweight flywheel and clutch on that car is going to make it rev up and rev down faster. So it'll get the car to kick into gear a little bit quicker and sound better as well. What else in that car? The fluids, everything looks good. Oil level's good. It's not burning coolant. So again, the bones on the car is really good. The infamous door struts are good. So that's one thing I don't have to replace. The driver door does get a little bit stuck when you try to open it up. The previous owner did mention that to me. So one thing to know, I don't think there's anything I need to fix right now, but something just to be aware of. The wheels, obviously those are going to go, so somewhat irrelevant for this build. But I mean, outside of that, you're looking at, you know, clutch, cats, wheels, brakes. This could easily be a $20,000 bill if you were trying to restore the car and make it, you know, back to original in all of its glory. If you were going to keep this car in factory condition and preserve it, which is something that a lot of Aston Martin owners do. For us, we're going to be just tearing the car apart and doing a full build on it. So yeah, with those expenses, I'm trying to get some of the parts done for maintenance that need to get done. I want the car to be very reliable. I want to be able to track it, drive it to Monterey, drive it, you know, across the state, drive to Vegas, drive to racetrack, do all those fun things. I don't want it broken down on the side of the road. That's never fun with these cars. So yeah, next step on the build is getting some of that maintenance work done and finding out what I can get from some aftermarket brands without having to go directly to Aston Martin, because that'll get quite expensive very fast. So in the next video too, we're going to be announcing some of those new parts on the car. And one of the first things after wheels will definitely be to get more sound. So full exhaust system, we'll talk about that soon. But in the meantime, we're gonna rip on Dave's Bentley right now, and he's in the Senna. And yeah, another cool thing with cruising around with the DD Stories channel is you never really know what we're doing. This is all behind the scenes stuff. So every day we're shuffling cars around shop to shop. Cars might be getting transported, picked up, dropped off. Damon's up in Canada right now. Mia's in Canada. Dave's about to fly out. Mike and Tim are jamming away on the F12, the Mercy. Aston's at the shop. Squadra is getting wrapped by Nick right now. 599s are currently being worked on. The minivan, second minivan, is with Evan getting painted. So there's a lot of cars in process right now, and I think in the coming months you're going to see a lot of those cars coming to fruition, and we'll be able to drive them all together and start planning some road trips and track days.
Hey guys, Jason, new
Yes.
vlogger. What are your first thoughts of holding a camera and talking to an audience?
It's very weird. I've done it over the years for like PFS and stuff, but on a platform like this, everyone's a critic, right? Good and bad.
Oh,
And so
do you read the comments?
you have to
No,
start.
don't do
To
that.
start, you have to, because I want to get. You look at the positive feedback. Negative stuff, people are going to have their opinion, whatever. But the
There's
positive
people
stuff,
that
I
will
like.
love you. I just cut you off. I'm so bad for that. The problem why I do that is I'm trying to move things along. So in my head, if someone's talking and I'm like, I'm gonna steer this conversation to keep it going. It happens with mechanics a lot because I start talking about something really technical. And I'm like, okay, we already lost people. The problem with comment, well, I mean, if you have if you read the comments, if you read 1,000 comments and 900 say the same thing, that's pretty accurate feedback. But I'll tell you one thing: there's people out there that watch the videos that do not like me, people that love me, people that don't like Damon, who love Damon, and on and on and on.
But the whole
Yeah.
consensus is on those 900 comments
They
out of
don't-
1,000.
that they don't like you.
Yeah, I'm actually quitting.
You gotta find your style. I mean, obviously, I like to joke around and be dumb because that's who I am in real life.
Yeah.
You know, you're not. I wouldn't say. Yeah, you're more serious. You're just more controlled. So you find that balance between being, you know, genuine but also entertaining. Because if you just sat there and read a library book for 25 minutes, people would be bored. But you gotta do it through your own flair, and you'll find it. The biggest thing is like making eye contact with the camera, avoiding ands, ums, and buzz. You're pretty well spoken. That's not a big deal.
Say a lot of us.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
I've trained my brain, and you watch how I speak, I'll pause. When I want to do the whatever, I'll just take a minute, I'll take a gap. And I learned that from like watching politicians talk. When they take a pause, they let that set tone.
Yeah.
Because if I'm talking to you right now and I look at you and I just stop, people get uncomfortable because whoa, he's about to say something.
We want filler.
And Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street, had a really good course on tonality. Using tone in your voice, I'm probably explaining that wrong. He's like, we talk really fast and you're excited, but then you get really quiet and low. People are like, oh, you got something for me. I have an amazing deal now. Right now, it's just for this weekend. So I can't, you know, we can't. If you want to do this, we got to do it really fast. So if you want to buy this car, like, this is it. Versus, yeah, so if you want to buy it, you know, it's the last car and that's it.
You're saying the same thing.
You're
it's
using
just
your
the
tone
delivery.
and your volume and
Yeah.
your delivery, and you want to come across like you're the number one expert at what you're talking about. So you got to be enthusiastic but knowledgeable at the same time. People think you're an idiot; they're done with you. And the whole some of this pen thing, you know, and he talks about that is like it's not about selling the pen; it's about asking questions.
Yeah.
Hey, are you? And I'm looking for a pen. Someone's like, nah, I use a pencil. Then stop trying to sell me a pen. It's like a lunatic now. So you qualify, and then you find the people to make the sale to. And good salesmen do that. They don't waste time on somebody who's not qualified. So if you're selling cars and someone's like, I'm here for a car, and you have a Ferrari and a Civic, the first question is, well, what kind of car are you looking for? What do you drive now? What's your budget?
Yeah.
Right? What can you afford for a payment? Are you paying cash? Do you need financing? You ask those questions to go, okay, this is where you're going to be at. Otherwise, spend all day trying to sell the Ferrari to somebody who's not going to be qualified. They may want it, but they're not qualified to buy it. I am packing because I'm leaving today. I'm going to Arizona because my fiance, friends of ours, who you guys know, Ryan from Kelowna, Hello Lamborghinis, they're in Arizona for 6 weeks in a big house they rented. And they said, hey, we have like 5 extra bedrooms. And my fiance found a cheap ticket for like $200 round trip to Canada. She was like,
nice.
hey, want me here a few days? And I was like, yeah, sure. And what's cool here is that I originally bought my flight and it was cheap. It was like $200-300 to fly from LAX, but then I stayed making extra videos. So I had to buy another flight. Doesn't pay more money, but I can stay making another video, which is a much better option financially than not making a video.
Yeah.
Because this is a business. So I'm saying, like, long story short, you can fly regionally, very cheap. And then I'm just trying to organize all my paperwork. I sold a house, so I was doing that today. I had
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a whole. If you haven't seen the story, you heard all about the biggest financial mistake I've ever made in my life.
Ever.
Oh yeah, but beyond divorce, but like just investment wise.
Yeah.
It was. It was
That's all. That was like poor timing, because obviously buying a house isn't
No, you know
a
what?
bad
There
thing.
was,
It was just
there
timing
was
with it.
markers along the way that I ignored because of. I want it to be right.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted real estate. I've always wanted. I've always bought a house and, you know, made money, and I thought it was really smart, but what I've learned is I don't know shit. And there was, along the way, I had all the options to get out of it. And I didn't, because I wanted to be right. And I don't want the developer to win, but anyways, I'll get into that. But yeah, I literally, I'll give you a hint, you haven't seen the video yet, I haven't posted it yet. To walk away with zero, I had to pay.
What do you mean?
So you buy a house, you put down payment, right?
Yeah.
That's gone.
Got it.
So I sold it, and to walk away, to leave the house, the keys at the front door, sold, I had to pay out of pocket to get out of it.
Jesus.
So my mortgage balance, all the like the mortgage penalties,
Yeah.
the mortgage, realtor fees superseded the sale amount. So I had to come out of pocket. Like I actually haven't gotten the amount yet. So I had to call them and I'm like, hey, what's the mortgage buyout? Like we don't know yet. I'm like, when you sell your house early, you have a penalty, 3 months interest.
Yeah.
I had 2 years left of my term, but they charge you 3 months interest, which is like, and nowadays is like now 12, 13 grand.
And would it have been better just to stay there?
No, because I was Airbnb, and actually I never
Yeah.
told anybody that. I Airbnb my property. I didn't want people's fans to stay at my house. I never talked about it.
Why do you have your house full of TD memorabilia then?
Yeah, it's a unique experience. I never wanted fans to know about it because
Yeah.
it's my personal home. But
Yep.
I Airbnb'd it, and it did okay. So I'm only there about a week a month, and even less now. So I Airbnb it in the city, because it's Canada, said, hey, rent's really high, people can't afford rent anymore, so let's ban Airbnb. That'll create rentals.
Yeah.
The problem with that is it doesn't, because people that own their houses, that Airbnb them, have massive mortgages because interest rates went up.
Yeah.
Because in Canada, your interest rate isn't the life of your mortgage, it's a 5-year term. So you buy a house for, it's called $1 million, you have a rate of 2% for 5 years. And in 5 years, you have to redo your mortgage. You never lock in your mortgage rate.
Automatically, you have to?
You have to.
Is that a Canadian thing?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So your rate's locked in for 5 years. So imagine this. My townhouse, when I bought it at 2.1% or whatever it was back then during COVID, was $2,900 a month for the mortgage.
That's a great deal.
Now it's $5,100
That's not a great deal.
for the same house.
That's insane.
So imagine this. Imagine you're like a working mom and you're single. You're a working couple and you're both on fixed incomes, and you buy a house and it's $3,000 a month. And also one day the same house is $5,000
Yeah,
a
it's
month.
nuts.
People are losing their homes right now. Canada does it all wrong. But anyways,
well, it's not much better here.
well, at least you have the opportunity to make money. Your interest is tax deductible.
Sure.
In Canada, it's not.
Yeah.
There's no tax deductions. Nothing. And now you can't Airbnb it. So I had an Airbnb, now I can't. I don't use it. My kids in the summer come to my house in Kelowna. So like I don't even use it in the summer. And it's $6,000 a month, right? So I did the math on it. I was like, well, if I keep it for a year longer, I'll lose $72,000. It's all interest right now. I'm like, and it's not appreciating. So I'm like, do I trust the market's going to come back? No. Could get worse.
Yeah.
We have an election in Canada coming up. I'm not going to get political with you guys, but just like you guys down here, you
Yeah.
but the way all of a sudden, or what else? I don't trust the government now not to make it harder in the future.
Yeah.
They have things like speculation tax. If you don't live in the house longer than 6 months, you pay 10% of your tax. Something. Like, all these
What?
things, bro. You don't even understand. Canada's so bad.
They just
now.
don't want you to have a house.
So I just made the decision that I don't want to own real estate in Canada anymore.
Own it in California.
No, well the thing is this, like it used to make sense, like people, oh, you own your house, it appreciates, blah blah. Okay, cool. So get your mortgage payment, right? And let's make it really simple math. $5,000 mortgage payment.
Yep.
$4,000 that is interest on a 25-year mortgage right now with rates where they are. Minimum. Call it $4,000 interest.
Crazy.
So $4,000 is gone. You could rent that same house and current say for half the price. So you could rent the house for $2,500, for example. Take that out of $2,500, put it into any boring investment.
Yeah. Just
Costs
something
nothing to
safe.
service. There's
Yeah.
no property taxes on that investment. There's no leaking roofs on that investment. There's nothing. That will grow faster right now than the real estate will. Real estate makes sense when there's a huge boom. And it will come. You know, if all of a sudden they drop rates 1% tomorrow, this opportunity is great. But right now, I'm like, I've always owned houses, and it's just like, I'm just tired of dealing with the headaches, right? And paying strata fees. I'm just like, for a few years, I'm just going to rent.
Yeah. Someone else's problem.
Damon rented his whole life. He bought his house recently, but he bought it at the right time. He bought it during COVID.
Yeah.
Mike and I found it. Mike found it, and I was like, buy this to make money. And he's way up. And I've always made money in real estate, but this time I didn't. But we're not here talking about real estate. We're here talking about everything wrong with that piece of shit car you bought.
Whoa, piece of shit's a bit.
That's a little rough. Maybe just piece, but not a piece of shit.